Hi guys, I am making this video because I realized that there was going to be a problem with the graphing that I forgot about from last year that first hour didn't hear about, and until Brooke was having some trouble with her graph, I didn't realize it was a problem and I needed to play with it a little bit. I figured it out between first and second hour, and so second and third hour you guys did hear about how to fix this, but maybe you need to see again how I went through and fixed this issue. So first of all, here's the problem. That if I enter my data for my 3 different treatments, okay, so yeah, you're not going to label them treatment 1, treatment 2, and treatment 3. You're going to label them with whatever your variable is, whether this is fluorescent light, room light, and darkness, or whatever it is that you're doing. And then you're going to put your average time to floating underneath it. I just picked a couple of numbers, but that you're going to calculate. All right, then if we wanted to plot these, here's what the problem is. That if I highlight these, my data set, and then I insert the chart, and my chart type is a column, then what I'm going to end up with are these 3 bars here, which are plotting correctly, but you can't manipulate them for the error bars individually. There's no choices here. Remember from when you did the quarterback thing yesterday that it would default to having, like a red bar and a blue bar, or we had the ones that I changed to being yellow and green. But it's not doing that here. Now there very possibly is just some toggle box somewhere that I don't know where it is, and I don't know. I haven't figured that out, but I have figured out a way to make this plot correctly. So then what you need to do, I'm going to close this out, and what you need to do is just to highlight 2 of the 3 treatments. We know that plot's okay because that plotted just fine with the quarterbacks. Then you're going to insert the chart, chart type, column. Okay, see, now they're different colors and there's 2 different treatments, and then I could put error bars on them. But I do want that third average plotted as well, or maybe you guys have 3 or 4 possibly even that you want plotted as well. So here's how you trick it. In this section right here, it is telling you the range that the computer is picking up on to generate this chart. And so it's using, I didn't have it right at the, A1, it was an A6 where my labels were in row 6 and my values were in row 7. But right now it's only doing columns A and columns B. But what I want is I want it to be going from column A through column C. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that B to a C. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here, I'm going to highlight my B, I'm going to type in a C, and then I can insert it, and voila, there we go. We've got 3 different averages plotted, and you can get into the in the customization, you can get into the separate series, and so then you can add error bars to each one of them differently. So like, let's say that this error bar was 0.5 and my next treatment's error bar was 0.2, and then and this is something you would of course calculate either manually or with quick calcs. And my third error bar would be something like, I don't know, whatever, 1. Okay, so there we are. And then you can take a look at them and separately and individually. So that's my recommendation. I did have one more thought that I'm going to mention here, but it's something that you guys can choose to wrap your brain around this or not. But when I was talking about this y-axis, remember I was saying that you could, if you wanted to have the bars be different heights that would be more reflective of amount of photosynthesis, that you could do 1 over those amounts, and that would be, changes the bars in the right way, and that is great and fine and normal. But the problem is that I didn't think about is I'm not sure then whether these error bar values would stay the same. And so that's something I thought of later on, and I don't know the answer to that. That's something that I'm sure people have done this before, and you know, might plot it, but do think about it. And if that ends up being more of a confusing component to it, then just plot the regular time to floating rather than the inverse. So, all right, those were the things that I thought that maybe you guys would need some clarification for. Have a good weekend.